Which brings us on to the new book, Crossfire. Can you tell us a little bit about it, and particularly what your fans will expect from Nick Stone this time?
Well, it's another Nick Stone thriller. This time it starts off, he's in Iraq, to the northwest of Basra, and he's looking after a cameraman and reporter, a Polish reporter who's quite a famous guy. You know, he's sort of CNN type sort of anchor guy, and it's based on, certainly that section's based on my experience as I went off to Iraq in May with two battle groups. One of them in the city in Basra, and one of them out on the ground where they're taking out the towns near the border. And so I've used those experiences and put them into this context where Nick's out there, he's looking after these guys. Once they get back into the city, the cameraman gets killed.
Is writing enough for you? Do you ever get frustrated by the sort of the sedentary side of it?
Yeah, that's why my wife calls me a dickhead when I go out and do these trips. You know, you get invited by the battalions to go out. So on this last trip, we got mortared twice and machine gunned, and was there for about 6 days. You know, but these lads here are having it all the time. So it's 3 trips I've done. I've done 2 to Iraq this year and 1 to Afghanistan.
For research. So do you get, is this part of your security work?
There's a mixture. These trips have been via invitation, and naturally, because I'm there, I'll use that as the backdrop. So I'll go to them, and always, you get invites from battalions to go over there and go on jobs with them, that sort of stuff.
But why the invitation?
Purely because of sort of being in the army for 18 years and
almost as like a tourist. Is it?
Almost. They say, "Well, come on over," and you go, "Yeah, okay." And you go, and I went in March. I went on a strike operation, on a house assault, and so we all rattled into Basra City. We had tanks and armoured vehicles and all the rest of it, and we hit this house, and they said, "Well, you coming along?" I go, "Yeah, okay." So we went along.
Are you kitted out?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, up there in Kevlar, yeah.
But even with guns and
No.
Because you're just there as an observation.
Yeah, there's enough guns running around. They've got enough guns. It's like, you just get in with them, and they're good lads. It's all right.
What's it like for you after being so sort of, at the forefront of the army to then be essentially a passenger or a voyeur?
Oh no, I love it. I think it's great. It's because you get the best of both worlds.
Okay, just to close then, what can we expect for Nick Stone as the future unravels?
Nick Stone's off next year, and I've got it all worked out, but I haven't got the story. But he's going to be next year. He's going to be in Northern Ireland, and what it's looking at is, because there's a bit of Northern Ireland here when he goes over in Dublin, and about rendition, about when people lift people. Well, that's been going on for years. We used to lift people in Dublin and rattle them up to Castlereagh in the north to the special branch interrogation centre there. So what it is Nick's going to go to Northern Ireland next year, and he's really sort of going back to his own sort of territory that he knows, and certainly you're looking at the Irish terrorism, where it's actually now Irish mafia and the drugs and the prostitution, extortion, all those sort of things, all involved with lads who are trying to get out of that and take the political route through Sinn Féin and different organisations. So next year he's off to Northern Ireland, which is great because so I've got some mates there, the battalion that I used to belong to there now. So I can see them and do the research at the same time.